I absolutely adore Mauricio Pochettino. You know, I was filled with reservation at first. I wasn't convinced, but I was totally wrong. I think he is sensational. He looks so dapper on the touchline. He is everything that I want from a manager, and he just exudes that class, that status, that stature, and everything that means being Chelsea manager. I think he got it so right today, and it was a crazy start to the season, wasn't it? We could have won it. We could have lost it. We ended up with a point. And I think it's a really good point because I think a lot of people thought that Chelsea would lose this game. Liverpool are so threatening. They're a brilliant team and they're so top heavy. They've got so many attackers. They are a team full of goals galore in that Liverpool team. And when you look at the players coming at you, when you look at the attackers that they have at their disposal, and then when you juxtapose that with the way that they cut us open for the first 20 minutes, say, I think we did so well. The resilience in this Chelsea team is just incredible. And it was a brilliant proof of concept for what Mauricio Pochettino is trying to build. I was slightly concerned before the game, and I watched all of our pre-season games, and we were very true to that 4-2-3-1. We opened the season, and suddenly we're playing a totally different formation. We got three at the back, and it really did work, and it was to make sure that we could live with Liverpool's potent attack. And it's such good management to be able to be that skilled, to be able to be that malleable, to be able to accommodate any attack, even somebody as brilliant as Jurgen Klopp coming to Stamford Bridge, to be able to come up with an answer to that problem was so impressive from Pochettino. And if nothing else, just compare this Chelsea team, compare the desire on display at Stamford Bridge today with anything that you saw from Chelsea last year. It was so much improved on last season. And do you know what? We were unlucky not to win it. We were in the ascendancy throughout the second half. And think of the individual performances. Like, I think Enzo Fernandez got man of the match, and I think that's totally fair enough. I thought he shone. I thought he was sensational. I think that he contributed so much, both going forward and at the back. And I think that he is a truly brilliant player. I love him. I truly love him. And he's so graceful on the ball. I just love everything about him. But when debating who man of the match should be, people were saying Fernandes, but I think that you could easily make a case for half a dozen Chelsea players. I think there were easily a minimum of 6 Chelsea players that were in contention to be man of the match. I think Conor Gallagher shone. I think Nicholas Jackson was tireless. He carried on. He stretched Liverpool's back line. He ran channel after channel after channel, and he drove the Liverpool defence mad. I think he would easily be in contention for man of the match as well. I think Reece James, he's just so good, isn't he? As captain as well. Such a shame with that injury, but I think he also looked great, and Ben Chilwell was also excellent. He just has lungs for days. Charging up that left-hand side, up and down consistently. Shame he didn't score. He had a great chance to score, and you'd have actually been convinced that he would find the back of the net from that range. It's very much his range. You know, taking a touch on his left foot, I think he slightly got it wrong. And he has a very good touch, Ben Chilwell, but just pushed himself slightly wide, which allowed the shot to be slightly less venomous, which meant that the keeper could make a save. But a real shame there as well. But overall, I'm so happy with that performance. I thought we were truly brilliant. And if Moises Caicedo is watching that game, surely he looks at what Chelsea are doing. Surely he looks at the Chelsea project and decides to make sure that he comes to Stamford Bridge. There was a moment, actually, when the camera went to the boxes and it's John Henry sitting up there with Todd Bowley. Presumably they're having a conversation about Caicedo. He must have come up in conversation, don't you think? So yeah, I think that Caicedo will end up coming to Chelsea, and we need him, but so do Liverpool. Because as good as Liverpool were, they played really well. They are desperately missing that 6 because Chelsea were getting through them. And look, we're still finding our rhythm, finding our feet, and we aren't the most cutting team around yet. But other teams will score goals against Liverpool. They really do need to get that player in. Whether it's Caicedo or not, I hope not. But they really do need that player. But Chelsea and Liverpool have drawn again, which I think is to be expected now. I think that's 6 draws in a row. It's a tradition. We have a traditional draw. But I think in terms of the morale, I think the morale will be happier in the Chelsea dressing room. I think Chelsea will be happier with that performance. We played really well. We're not as good as Liverpool. We're not as set as Liverpool. Klopp has been there for such a long time. And ultimately, it was maybe not a moral victory, but a morale victory for Chelsea. I think that we did everything that could be expected of us and a little bit more. And I tell you what, if this is what Poch ball looks like, if this is what Chelsea are going to be like under Pochettino, a team full of tenacity and spirit, then I am all for it. Mauricio Pochettino back in the Premier League. It's a joy to behold. We were brilliant. We were everything that you want to be. We were entertaining. I think the fans that paid money to be in that stadium today will be overjoyed. I think the owners will be happy. Not that I'm too fussed about their thoughts either way, but I think they'll be really happy with the appointment because it's certainly going to plan. We were so vibrant. If I'm totally honest, we were a little bit vulnerable. There were moments where it could have gone wrong, and if Salah's disallowed goal had stood, it could have been very problematic for us. But let's tell it as it is. Chelsea could have gone 2-0 down, but we also could have won the game. There was a moment at the end when Mudryk raced through when I was convinced that we were going to win. And I was saying to the lads on the club the whole time, we're going to win this game. I truly believed. And I think that is indicative of who Chelsea are in itself. The fact that I've watched Chelsea play Liverpool at Stamford Bridge and I've been convinced, despite at points losing the game, that we are going to win is huge. Like, I honestly now can't see a world where we don't challenge. We are really, really good. And look, Liverpool were also very good. You know, both sides had sort of long periods of dominance and both sides did have the chances. But ultimately, it's ended in a draw, and I think Chelsea will be happier with that point. So now all the attention will turn to the race for Caicedo. We desperately need him. You could see that we need him, but so did Liverpool. Like, Liverpool started really well, but just that gap in their number 6, it was so apparent. And they've got so many goals. Like, they scored a wonderful goal, didn't they? Luis Diaz, the pass from Salah, like, truly beautiful. It was just an outrageous goal. But old Axel Disasi scoring on his debut for Chelsea. He bundled home. It wasn't a pretty goal, but there is no such thing as a bad goal. And obviously both teams had goals disallowed. I thought Ben Chilwell, I forgot Ben Chilwell had a goal disallowed, annoyingly. But ultimately the game has ended in a point, and I am so happy. We played with such pride, such aggression, and I am now full of joy about what this team can do this season. I think that we are now a contender, put it that way. And we will fight tooth and nail for every point. I think that that is clear for all to see. You know, there is no doubt about it that Chelsea are up for this challenge. And Pochettino will demand that we compete. So, I'm over the moon. I truly am. And without European football to distract us, there is a real chance that we could do something significant in the league. European spots, certainly. But it's that part of the season where I am allowed to dream. So, no, why not? Why not? Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, will you please do me a favour? Please give this video a like. It massively helps me out. If you would, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The second this video goes live, I'm going to be in the comments to see what you all have to say. So please let me know there. And by the way, if you are new around here, it would be my joy, my honour to welcome you into this community. So please do click that subscriber button right now. And yeah, I will be talking about this game on this channel tomorrow in some more detail. So please stick around for that. Have a wonderful Sunday night, eh? The Premier League is back. What a joy.